Alrighty, hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I'm catching up on things. I've been busy over the weekend working on automating a lot of the stuff for our Discord server group that we have through the Patreon membership there. Getting all the SEC filings for all the companies that we cover automatically being populated in there. Getting news articles as well, press releases, and I think that's it for now. So it was a busy weekend. I didn't do a stream on Friday because I got home late. I got home around 9:30 or something like that. So it's like, man, by the time I get ready, it's going to be 11 o'clock, 11:30 or something like that. So I said, we'll take a break and we'll get back to things on Sunday. So today. So not much happened on Friday other than we obviously had the bill getting passed for the Genius Act, and the Clarity Act got passed by President Trump there, got signed. So that's in the law. So that's good news there. There's going to be good things happening for the crypto space in general going forward. And then miners, I can't remember what the miners did over on Friday. We'll take a look at it right now, see how they did. We'll take a look at where Bitcoin is. Right now, it's going down over the weekend here, but we'll look at that. We'll look at what the miners did against Bitcoin last week. We'll also look at the stock performance of the miners compared to Bitcoin over a couple periods, and then we'll get into Q&A. Also, trying to stream to X as well. I don't know if that stream is working or not. We'll see maybe in a little bit if it is working or not. I can't do two things at once, so fingers crossed that is working. If not, we'll try it again tomorrow's stream maybe. All right. But as always, you guys know the drill here. Not financial advice. Entertainment only. Do your own research. Full disclosure below that. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. And let's take a look at what's going on here. I got to get my stuff ready because I've been trying other things here. Well, I can see that the broadcast is not going to X right now, at least. At least it doesn't look like it. We'll see if it does actually or not. All right. Let's see here. Where do I want to go? Bear with me here while I get things ready, because I was trying to get the X stream set up as well. Let me see here. Okay, go over here. I gotta move some stuff around. Oh, let's see here. I want to move this over here, that over there. That looks good. Okay. All right, here we go. Screen. There we go. Sorry for the delay there. So Bitcoin has been coming down over the weekend here. It was down on Friday. It was down on Saturday, Sunday, and it's down again here a little bit now. We're at 117,156, roughly, more or less. We were down on Friday, 1.05% on it. Miners, for the most part, were down as well. A couple were in the green here. We won't really talk over them. You guys can see that. I'm not going to rehash what happened here on Friday. We'll take a look at what's going on here in the pre-hours, though, for the miners as well. But Bitcoin's coming down here. We'll see where we end up at. RSI is looking pretty good on the daily. It's at right around 61, 62, something like that. So it's looking healthy there. If we look at the 4-hour chart as well, we can see that the RSI is definitely coming down here to about 40, so that's looking good. 1-hour chart is coming way down here. We were actually lower here just a couple hours ago and bounced up a little bit here. But it is coming down here, and we haven't been this low since, well, probably right around here. So we're actually right around, well, we're a little bit lower in price, not much. So we might come down a little bit more here. And if we do come down, where are we going? Well, I think that if we do come down, I think we might be coming down here to back to 112, maybe right around here. 115 as well was where we're going to maybe bounce here. I think 115 would be first, and then 112 would be after that. But we will see on that one. Okay, miners, as far as what are they doing right now, pre-hours here for Monday here. BitTier is actually up a little bit, 2% here. Bitfarms is down 3.7%. Cango is down 1.35%. Cypher is up, actually down 0.31%. Cleanspark is up a little bit, 0.16%. Core is right now up 2.85%. Hive is actually up 2.69%. HUT 8 is down 0.6%. IREN is up 2%, so that's good. Mara is down 0.05%. Riot is down 0.43%. And we got TeraWolf being up just a little bit here, 1.36%. Bitcoin on the month of July here is only up 9.41% as it is right now. So we're still in the green, which is good. Not as high as we have been in the past in the bull run years, 2021, 2017. But we're half of pretty much where we were at those points. So if we could go up a little bit more, that'd be great. We'll see where we end up. The month here, we only have roughly, about 10, 11 days left to go in the month as it is. So, man, time is flying by. We'll see where we end up there. Bitcoin ETF inflows here for Friday and for Thursday were huge. BlackRock, IBIT continues to buy in almost $500 million there over the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and we had almost three-quarters, well, we did have $750 million there being bought in on Wednesday as well. So smart money, big money, whatever you want to call it, is buying into Bitcoin here, while who's selling out? Possibly retail, right? Retail is getting to those price ranges where it makes sense for them to possibly sell. So that's kind of what we have going on here. One of the stories that I didn't mention here in the beginning was Google here. Google, this came out just last week, that Google is to buy up to 3 gigawatts of hydropower from Brookfield. This is kind of definitely interesting there. They're not the only ones buying it from them, it looks like. But the technology company will begin buying power from dams totaling 670 megawatts in the PJM interconnection, where power supplies are tight. This is where Bitfarms is located as well, right in Pennsylvania area there. They have some interconnects as well. We'll see if they can get any kind of deals for it. But Google will buy up to 3 gigawatts of hydropower from Brookfield Renewable with an initial focus on the PJM interconnection and mid-continent independent system operator footprints. The company said Tuesday, so that was last week. The Hydro Framework Agreement will help Google run its data centers and other operations on carbon-free power all the time, according to the companies. And it's going to be the first 20-year contract. Under the agreement are for the output from Brookfield's Holtwood and Safe Harbor hydro facilities in Pennsylvania, which total about 670 megawatts. According to the companies, the contracts will generate more than $3 billion in revenue, Brookfield and Google said. So nice revenue there for them, and obviously Google's getting a lot of megawatts from it. Let's see here. Down here also, they state here it is. Brookfield's top 4 corporate power purchasers are Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Google. So what does that mean? Well, I don't know, but what does it mean for the miners? It means like the chances of the miners getting maybe a deal are a little bit lower, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And then also on May 1st, Microsoft said it would buy more than 10.5 gigawatts of clean energy projects from Brookfield Asset Management and its Brookfield Renewable affiliated between 2026 and 2030. That's a lot of gigawatts. They also are right now retrofitting the old 3 Mile Island power plant. That's at least, I think, 2 gigawatts of power there that they're getting. So these guys are definitely power hungry. But we're not seeing the miners get advantage of that at all right now, at least. So maybe that'll change over time. I'm still optimistically positive that they will get some kind of a deal potentially, like IREN or Cypher, even Bitfarms there potentially. It's just maybe it's going to be a smaller deal than we think. Maybe. I don't know. Time will tell, right? But time keeps going by, and we're not seeing any kind of these deals from these guys. It's like, can they actually get a deal? That's the big question there, right? So we will see. No, so I just wanted to cover that really quick, just to point this out as well. Like I said, this isn't a great news article for the miners that we're involved in, right? So we'll see how this goes on that one. All right, next here, let's go into really quick here the miners for themselves here. How did they do against Bitcoin here this past week? And how have they done in the last 52 weeks compared to Bitcoin as well from their bottoms when they bottomed out on the 52 weeks lows, and how far away they are from the 52-week highs right now as it is. So as of right now, as of this week, end of this week, as of end of Friday basically, Strategy is up 313%. Kango is up 208%, but Kango became a Bitcoin miner here in the last 6 months, right? They also don't own any infrastructure there, so just a side note there. IREN's up 250%, Cypher's up 242 roughly, BitDeer's up 153, Bitcoin's up 140%, so all these guys have outperformed Bitcoin at least, maybe not Strategy, but at least Bitcoin. And then you got Riot up 123%, Core up 115, Marathon 98, almost 99%, Cleanspark up 98% from there. And then you can see how far away they are from their 52-week highs. Bitcoin's pretty close, right? Only 4.1% away from its 52-week high. IREN 4.9%. And then you got, next one would be probably Riot. It's only 12.7% away. Cypher is only 18%. Strategy is 22% away from its 52-week high. And then you got, obviously, like BitDeer up 49%. Kango is up down 44% from its 52-week high. Cleanspark 32.9%. Marathon 35.6%. So those guys still have a ways to go to catch up to that. For last week, when we look at that, you can see Bitcoin was basically flat on the week. I track it Friday to Friday timelines, and Bitcoin is flat on that. And we can see that Riot actually did really well last week, was up 12%, IREN up 11%, Cypher up 8%, Core up 7%, BitDeer up 3%, and Marathon was up 2%. Cleanspark was up 1%. And then Strategy and Hive were actually down last week, 3% apiece. So the miners are at least somewhat outperforming Bitcoin here in the last few weeks, I would say, right? We're seeing that since basically April when they bottomed out along with Bitcoin there. On the 4-week time frame, things definitely look a little bit different here. Bitcoin's up 10%. You got pretty much everybody here outperforming Bitcoin, at least to a certain degree, at least by a small margin to a large margin, like IREN up 7x on what Bitcoin has done here in the last 4 weeks. Cypher, same thing. Riot there, you can see all these guys here on the 8-week time frame. Bitcoin's up 13%, And we can see pretty much everyone except for BitDeer is at least performing as well as Bitcoin, if not better, right? We're seeing IREN, Cypher again doing much better there. And then on the 12-week time frame, we can see here that Bitcoin's up 22%, and the only one that's not performing as well is actually Strategy. Strategy's at 15%, so that one's lower than the rest. And IREN is up huge, 174% from there. So that's definitely, what is that? At least an almost 8.5x on top of Bitcoin, what Bitcoin has done here. They've had a nice run here. Cypher's up pretty much 5x on top of Bitcoin as well, and that's kind of more in line with what I would expect these guys to do here as Bitcoin continues to go up higher as well. All right, so there's that part of it. Here's the table on it, how things look. Definitely seeing more green here on 1 week, 4 week, 8 weeks, and 12-week time frames. Last week was a little bit more of a mixed week here. On it, we had some that were down, some of them, a lot of them that were more up though, but we're seeing more green here, at least in the last 3 weeks, which is nice to see. We had a couple reds there prior weeks as well, and then green, red, and then this was definitely rough over here. Beginning of the year where we were pretty much in red for the most part of like 2 months plus. So that wasn't great for us. That's the way that looks. As far as stock performance here on these miners here, looking at the different time frames as we always do, we can see here going back to when the miners bottomed out along with Bitcoin at the end of December 2022 and early January 2023. IREN's up 1,407%. It has outperformed. I would have to look at Strategy. I think Strategy has done a little bit better than IREN here. Cypher's up 883%, Cleanspark's up 535%, Bitcoin's up 527%, Marathon 473, Hut 8 428, Riot 311%, and everybody else. You can see here Hive still way lagging behind everything there. Along with BitDeer. BitDeer wasn't public at that point. Price difference from beginning of last year, so 2024. We can see Bitcoin's up 132% from that time frame. CORZ is the only one that has outperformed that, up to 180%, followed with IREN, 163%. And then everybody else here has underperformed, with Bitfarms being the biggest loser there, I guess you'd say, stock percentage-wise, down 63%, along with Hive, 49%, from the middle of last year. So second half, where are we at now? Bitcoin's up 66%. A lot of these guys are up in the 40s and 30s percentage marks. Laggards are Marathon, down 13%, Cleanspark down 28%, Hive down 30%, and Bitfarms down 61%. And then price difference from the beginning of the fourth quarter of last year. IREN's up 132% from there. BitDeer's up 97%, Riot's up 95%, Hut 87%, Cypher 77%, Bitcoin's up 71%, and then Cleanspark's up 48%, Marathon up 29%, Core up 13%, Hive is actually down 24%, Bitfarms down 47%. And then from the beginning of this year, we can see here that Bitcoin is up only 7.9%, almost 8% basically on that one. IREN doing really well, 71%, Cleanspark up 35%, Riot up 32%, Cypher up basically 32% there as well. And Marathon's up 13%, and then everybody else here has been underperforming Bitcoin. And yeah, so that's kind of interesting to see how we're seeing a little bit of a change there. And especially when we look at from the Trump tariffs, we see that Bitcoin from that time frame is only up 26%. And you can see all the miners here that are outperforming it, except for the exception of Bitfarms. Bitfarms is still lagging a little bit. But everybody else is doing at least a double, if not 2.5x to IREN is obviously doing a lot better there. And so is Cypher here. So that's looking good. As long as this continues going forward for us and Bitcoin continues to go up, yes, it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's not going to be a straight shot to the moon. But it is going to be a continuation of the uptrend here that we've been seeing here. In Bitcoin, this is going to be really good for the miners going forward. They should be generating more revenue, especially the ones that are still growing. And as long as the network hash rate doesn't go too crazy up, they definitely should be generating more and more revenue as Bitcoin price goes up, which is good. So we shall track this. We shall see how the miners do going forward as well, and where they're going to end up by the end of the year here. But that is all that I got for you guys here. So kind of a pretty short and sweet stream tonight. We'll get back into the swing of things tomorrow with me having a little bit more time to look into the news stuff and everything else. Like I said, I've just been busy, basically yesterday and today, just plowing through all the automation that I wanted to do in the Discord server there on that one. So as always, Patreon members will get the spreadsheets here updated either later on tonight or tomorrow sometime. And link for that is down in the description. If you want to join, you get access to the spreadsheets. You get access to our private Discord server as well, which now has automation in it as well. A little bit of AI, I guess you could say, which makes it great because I've always wanted some place where I could have everything kind of popping up as things happen instead of having to go to different sites all over the place. So automation is going to make my life hopefully a little bit easier and maybe make your lives easier as well. All right, but that's it. After the show here, after I'm done doing the questions with you guys here, we'll get into, or I'm getting into a space with, gosh, I don't want to mispronounce his name here. It is with Ernest. There we go. Ernest Hamilton doing Spaces on X here. He's going to go over, obviously, the news stories here on Bitcoin miners over the past week as well. I'm going to be joining him for that. That should be fun. We'll discuss all that has happened in the past week. And, yeah, let's get into Q&A. So let's see what's going on with you guys. What do you guys have any questions on, anything like that? As always, if you guys could preface the questions with a question mark or a Q, I would appreciate it. And let's see here. Let's see if we're getting any kind of comments from X or not. Doesn't look like I'm seeing anything here, but we'll see. We'll see if the X test worked or not. All right. Okay. Karan's got a question here. What is your price prediction of Galaxy when BTC is at 200,000? I mean, Galaxy Digital, I believe that's the one you're talking about there. Galaxy, let me see, where is it at right now? Galaxy, I got it's at $37. Well, I would think with everything that they got going on, that thing should be probably, I know they have a lot of Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin do they actually have? I don't know what the exact number is. I know they have quite a bit of Bitcoin there. They do other things. I would, easily see them probably getting to like $60, probably around there, if not higher. That's just like a low ball estimate on it as far as where it could go. All right. Dynamite Uber says, should have invested in BEPC instead of the miners, in my opinion. I'll have to look into that one. Yeah, Brookfield's ticker, which is for the power generation there that Google and everybody else is getting in bed with. All right. See, Benjamin says, I own Bitcoin miners. I'll be more worried if they don't go up with their monthly statement revenue because they're still a company. I would agree with that, I believe. Yeah. John Chris got a question here. Have you watched the Chainlink founder explanation of the Genius Act YouTube Altcoin Daily yesterday? I have not, no. I'll have to take a look into that one. All right. Dad's Market Stats says, I sold off all my Cleanspark and Cypher shares using call options for a profit, still holding on to 3,200 Bitcoin and 400 KULR shares. Very nice. Let's see, Neil says, Kathy Woods is buying SoFi. SoFi's been doing really good here. With IREN up big and Cleanspark lagging, should Cleanspark change to quit holding Bitcoin? IREN gets rewarded big time by the market and Cleanspark just gets shorted. Well, there's a difference between that and the reason for it. The reason for why IREN's getting appreciated is because of their HPCI potential, right? They're working towards that. I think that's the main reason why. The possibility of them getting a substantial contract with somebody is there, and I think that's the reason why it's running up. I don't think Cleanspark is lagging because, well, I think that's the main reason why there's a disparity right now. But I think as the Bitcoin price goes up in value, I think that will even out as time progresses. But we need Bitcoin to go up higher, right? Where Cleanspark is providing great numbers, great revenues, right? The Bitcoin gets to like 200,000, they're going to be at like 1.4 billion annual run rate or something like that right now, right? But as we'll have to wait and see where the network hash rate goes to at that point. All right. What is the overnight price of Galaxy now? That I don't know. Let me see here. GLXY. Let's take a look at it here really quick. Pop this up. GLXY. GLXY. See if this pops up. That's up 5%. It looks like after hours. So here's the screenshot of that. It's doing pretty good right now. 5.2%. So yeah, it's doing pretty good. All right, let's go back here. All right. Dad's Market Stats has a question here. Did you know KULR is pivoting to mining and purchasing of BTC? I did not. I'll have to look into them. Let me write that down. KULR. Let's see. KULR. Look into it. Okay. I got that written down. I'll take a look at it for sure. Christopher R. says, about 100% on HUT commons from years ago. I feel like the volatility has gone to the ETFs. Curious if it's worth taking profits and moving on. That's going to be your decision there, my friend. Unfortunately, nobody can tell you that. I mean, if you're in nice profits, take the profits. Right? The big thing that HUT 8 is now transitioning over themselves into, they've basically but they haven't divested themselves. They basically moved their Bitcoin mining business into American BTC. They still own 80% of that. So they're going to be reporting on that. And then American BTC can go their own route as far as getting capital, whether it's through the ATM, through debt, whatever that might be. It's not going to be on their balance sheet, right? So that kind of writes that part off for them. So that should be beneficial. And then they're trying to get more into HPCI play as well. They're building out they're supposed to be building out a data center in Louisiana, I believe it is. That's supposed to be like 1 or 2 gigawatts. I can't remember exactly now, but that should be good for them if they can get a deal on that with somebody. And then the rumor was that they were supposed to get it with Meta there. So we'll see. Sadie, thank you so much as always. It's the Spin Record Services, BBAI, which I heard you mention up 30 last week. Yep, talked about that one in the past. Was a Big Bear AI. Talked about that one. That one's doing pretty good here. Kind of going back up here. Zach, question, why Bitfarms is not getting a deal on HPC? Oh, geez, if I knew that, I would definitely let you guys know, but I have no idea what the reason is for that. It's going to take time, right? Historically, they've been a Bitcoin mining company, not much expertise in the HPCI space, so they're doing out a test, basically a test project site to learn on it. They hired some people on that have HPCI experience as well. That should help them out, but they're not the only ones, right? You got Bitfarms, you got IREN, you got Cypher, you got Riot, you got Cypher as well, you got Hive, you got Hut 8. They're all trying to get HPCI deals with, some of these maybe bigger guys. So we'll see who gets one. Let's see. Dynamite says, every YouTuber says not financial advice, but I don't think the SEC will prosecute some rando guy on YouTube. I would hope so. Right? Not financial advice. I tell that to you guys straight up. I tell you what I own and everything. I make it full disclosure. WP says, did you see the billions they are spending in Pennsylvania for HPCI? I did. What is it, like 70 billion or something like that? 70 or 90 billion? Trump was there last week. I bet most of the miners with pipeline there will make out on this. Bitfarms has a lot of power there. They do have, well, right now it's not much, but they can definitely increase that as time goes on. So they do have the optionality there for it, which would be good. But they're still working on these studies there, if they could do it. I think that would be great news if they can. If that study comes out and it is positive for them, that would be great. But yeah, Christopher says, thanks, you're very welcome. Big Boss Man, are you layering out when taking profits for miners like Cleanspark? Also, you aren't holding a bag, and if so, when are you going to start taking profits? That is a good question. I've held on to these guys for quite a while here since basically in the start of 2022. Started dollar cost averaging into them. Have a nice position in Cleanspark, IREN, small position in Bitfarms, very small position in MAR right now as it is, and yeah, I'm going to probably start taking some profits as we get, I'm hoping these guys get to at least like $20, $30, and then I'm going to start taking profits at that point. That's kind of the plan here. But we'll see what happens, right? We need Bitcoin to go up in order for that to happen. So time will be, whether it's going to be on our side or not on our side, I guess we'll see. But I'm hoping it's going to be later on this year for sure. All right. And yeah, I think that is it. Let me see here. I don't see any other questions yet. So we'll get back in the swing of things tomorrow. Again, we'll see what happens with any updates from these guys here, if any updates at all. And then we'll also take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin miners as always, like we do. I'll try to pull some bullish news stories on Bitcoin as well, and we'll go from there. So yeah, thanks so much for coming in, you guys. And if you guys want to join me later on in about, what time is it now? In about 15 minutes or so on X with Ernest. That should be a fun conversation there. And maybe we'll see if we can open up to the room as well. Let people come in and ask questions and things like that. All right, Spin Second Serve, you're very welcome. Yeah, this tonight was definitely a shorter one. We're only going in for about 25 minutes or something like that. So not too bad. Typically we go for like an hour 15 or something like that. So, and then Sadie, you're very welcome as always. Thank you everyone for coming in here. And then I'll check to see if the stream actually worked or not. If not, I'll try to figure it out, solve it, so that way if you guys are on X, you can watch it on X. If you're on YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube. Makes it easier for you guys as well. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Love you all. Until then, bye.